So this week, I went camping with my boyfriend out of my tiny two-door Jeep Wrangler Sahara. If you're new here, I bought her a year and a half ago, and she has become my entire personality. Just kidding. Not really. I'm Weylie and I make videos on camping, travel, and daily life stuff. This past week, we camped in the mountains and bumped into viewers who happened to camp right next to us. They were so sweet and even brought us some of their homemade sinigang.
Oh my god.
It smelled really good.
They're not playing around.
We chatted and shared food, which reminded me just why camping is so special. Like, when was the last time you talked to your neighbor? I talk about how I cope with fear of bugs, encountering wild animals.
We have seen a bear before.
And we'll be eating a lot. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe and let's get into it.
Instead of a table.
I am a little more excited than usual for this camping trip because I just got new tires from Goodyear. Over the last year and a half with my Jeep, I've been slowly making upgrades to it to get it ready for my adventures, as you guys know. So I recently got the Goodyear Wrangler DuraTrack RTs and I think they look so good. I like to camp in different places depending on the time of year, so I need something that can take me through snow, rain, dirt, gravel, basically something I can depend on all year round. It's reinforced with DuPont Kevlar, which helps protect against tread damage. I haven't done any off-roading in the Jeep just yet since I need to upgrade the suspension first, so little upgrades at a time, but I'm glad my tires are ready to go whenever the time comes.
Well, they don't look too
Like these harder ones.
This is nice. I've never camped like directly under a tree.
Yeah.
I love how you drew out the square. You're small.
It's smart.
You're small. They really pooped up from the elevation. So we're trying out a new spicy noodle. It's actually, I can't read that. Taiwan Mala Chow-min, I think. Are you happy? Big stretchy, big stretchy. You're sleepy right now. Look at this, you guys. Something just stabbed me. It's time to put the shoes on. I always like to have two options. The sandals and then a hiking shoe.
You're a Cinderella princess, but instead of the glass heels, sock.
Simp! I'm scared too. It's so pussy. Oh, that was not scary.
I thought it was gonna pop.
I thought it was gonna go poof. Whoa. This is how you know this is gonna be good. Look at these noodles.
Okay.
I think this is a dry noodle. Boil for 7 to 8 minutes. I have good feelings about this because the noodle texture.
Yeah, it's nice and thick, chewy.
It's hella spicy. It's nice because it's like vinegary.
That shows really good.
It reminds me of like the knife cut noodles. You made a sauce too, right? Thank you, thank you. Okay, so last night I asked you guys to send in some questions that you have about camping or car related, anything. So I'm just gonna answer some. The first one from Matt. Who are your favorite people to camp with? Oh. Definitely not Matt or Sandra. I would say like our favorite people to camp with are our friends back home. Matt, Sandra, Michael, Lizzie, Canyon,
because of the history, right?
Yeah, because we started camping together. Love all those memories. Although we don't camp together nearly as much as we do before, or that we did before, it's always so fun camping with them. Everyone brings like different knowledge, and I always learn so much from them. So this oil is like... Would Wall consider a hunting trip?
Hunting trip? I don't think so.
You watch a lot of hunting videos.
I watch it, but fishing is like the furthest I would go.
Would you consider doing long-term camping and living out of your Jeep for a few weeks and months? Absolutely.
Did it?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, actually we just did it last month. What apps or resources do you use to find the best campgrounds? Google Maps, right? Google Maps. Best camping gear brand to start with. When we first started, I feel like we were using Coleman because it's so accessible.
Ozark Trail.
Ozark Trail, which is the Walmart brand. Haven't had great experiences. Well, not personally, but our friends. They've had tents from them that just like broke down after a few uses. Coleman is a good start because Coleman actually is really good quality. Or I like Nature Hike. Nature Hike is poor man's Snow Peak. Thank you. It's also probably because we're out here. Aren't you afraid? There's so many people killed that goes missing on American national parks. Well, bad things happen all the time. If anything, I think bad things happen more in the city. Danger is everywhere. Growing up with an Asian mom that was paranoid about everything, I grew up just with anxiety about everything. I feared any little thing. So it's very limiting when you live your life in fear all the time. Don't think about all the scary stuff. Don't surround yourself with all the scary news. I mean, it's good to be informed, but at some point we do have to kind of decide what is healthy for our brains and if it's limiting our way of life. Unfortunately, bad things happen all the time, everywhere, and so we still gotta live our lives, is how I see it. Have you ever encountered wild animals? We have seen a bear before, but thankfully we were in our car when it happened. But other than that, I feel like we have not really encountered anything crazy scary. We often see things like squirrels, birds, obviously, raccoons actually many times, and they steal your food. They are very good at stealing your food. One time a raccoon ransacked my car and it left with a loaf of bread, like a whole bag of bread. It was actually so cute. I felt like the raccoon definitely deserved that bag of bread. I would have just given it to him for free. I would like to take my kids camping, but I'm scared of bugs. Any tips? Okay, I don't know if this is really a tip. I am actually someone that's quite afraid of bugs too, but for some reason, when I am outside, maybe because I feel like I'm in their home, they're less scary. Yeah, that's not a tip, but if you're afraid of bugs when they're in your house, you might feel differently about them when you're outside. One thing that Wah has always said to me is they are more scared of you than you are scared of them. So you just have to keep that in mind. Leave them alone. With time, you kind of get used to it. So you have to just expose yourself to things that you're afraid of, even though it's uncomfortable. But with time, it usually tends to get better. See, there are flies all up in my tent right now. But for some reason, they don't bother me when I'm outside. If they were in my house though, do you want to join? Navi, come here. No, not that way. Navi, this way. Oh my. Come on in. Oh my goodness, you brought in all the dirty stuff. And it's clean. Oh my goodness, Navi. Okay, he is on to something.
This tiny saw. We'll see if it works. I'm just providing.
Providing for this family. What other car would you want besides your Jeep? Oh my god, you guys. The amount of cars that I want. A Defender 90. Not the new ones, but the old ones from like the 90s. I would love, love, love. Not the 110. I want the 90. I have a soft spot for cars with 2 doors. Or 3 doors technically. I also would like a Volkswagen Eurovan. We had a Vanagon before. The Vanagon definitely looks a lot better, but I also just kind of love the bubbly look of the Eurovan. And then in terms of something new, I would love the new Toyota Land Cruiser. While worked with them, we got to drive it and it is so nice. It is so nice, and especially in the first edition. If we were to get a new car, it would be that or an Ineos Grenadier. Just sexy. What are your top 5 must pack on a camping trip to entertain yourself? The first thing is a book, and then my journal, a camera. We usually try to squeeze in a hike when we go camping, so your hiking clothes, hiking shoes. And then the last thing, I don't know, but also what I love about camping is just relaxing, just sitting down and enjoying nature. Taking a nap. For me, it's a place of relaxation. It's a place of connecting with nature. I know that sounds, you know, very woo-woo, but I do feel like when I'm camping, I enjoy the peace and the quiet and being bored. There's usually always something to do though. Like if you're gonna start a fire at night, you're gonna be collecting wood, chopping wood. There's always something to do because you're constantly acclimating to the situation. Like the sun is moving and then it suddenly gets really hot in that spot that you were in, so then you have to move. So you're kind of constantly doing something. I don't smell the stinkiness.
No?
Nope.
Maybe it's just over here.
Our neighbors just stopped by to drop us off some sinika.
That's insane.
Thank you guys. We are so terrible with names that we only remember their dog's name. Thank you, Evie's parents.
I could never remember people's names, like our neighbors, but I'll always remember by their dog.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
They brought it over in this aesthetic bowl. Oh my god.
It smelled really good.
They're not playing around. They like brought all these ingredients.
That's amazing.
Wow. This is so bomb. They made it over the fire. Excuse me. Excuse me. This is hella bomb.
Meanwhile, I'm making wood.
We just have a fire with wood on top. Why?
I'm trying to burn that huge piece of log. You know I wasn't hungry.
I know, now I'm hungry.
Have some real Filipino, have some really, never mind. I hate when I try to say things twice and I can't say it, I'm just, never mind. Forget it.
Alright, for dinner we're having a hot pot. I bought quite a lot of things, so I think we can bring over some hot pot. These I've never tried. It's a hot pot combo. We have tofu. Ugh. Look at how convenient this is. Definitely overpriced, but so convenient. The pack of hot pot veggies. Ooh, should we use this pot or should we use the deep one?
I think maybe the deep one.
The deep one, right?
So it doesn't dry out as fast.
Okay, this does not compare to their sinigang, but this will do. It's pretty cute though. I like this.
Yeah. It feels more like camping. Yeah. Instead of a table.
Yeah.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah. Which one did you have? I had this one and I feel like there's like, maybe it's cheese?
No, the cheesy one is the flour, the star, or yeah, the flour.
I like the texture. I'm gonna start buying this one in the future.
Yeah,
because it's like a
way better
assortment. Check out my chair, guys. It is a sit pad on top of a brick. Okay, let's do another question, shall we?
What is your favorite camping meal?
Ooh, I really like to eat curry. Any sort of like noodle. Ramen noodles, pasta. I love noodles.
What sparked your interest?
When I was a kid, it was a family tradition. We did it every summer. So that's how I got into camping, because of my family. And then we made friends that also like camping. So it kind of stuck since childhood.
Did you and your family go like every weekend? Or like how often?
Every summer with all the cousins. Ever
so
since
you guys
we were
would go
kids.
like 50 people deep?
We always got the group campsites. And
That's insane.
Yeah. My favorite memories from my childhood were those camping trips. We'd pack our cars. Like my dad would bring us like our bikes, our scooters, and then sometimes like we'll bring bajok toy. It was a whole thing.
The whole mahjong table?
Love to hear your honest feedback on Jeep Wranglers. I don't know, I feel like people that are really into cars, obviously I'm not an engineer or a mechanic, but like if you talk to someone, especially those dudes that are really into cars, they will have really, really strong opinions on it. Most Toyota guys are just full on team Toyota, and every time they see a Jeep, they're like, ugh, and vice versa.
Isn't it funny that me and you have like Toyotas and Jeeps?
The rivals.
Rival.
There's been so many times where Juan and I are on the trails, and then the Toyota guys would be like,
Oh yeah, like one time I had to winch a Jeep guy out.
they always have to share that. But honestly, like any car, if you don't take care of it and do regular maintenance from the beginning, it's bound to have issues. Obviously, the engineering has a lot to do with it too. Like we all know Toyotas are known to be very reliable, but I've also heard people with Jeeps that have taken care of it since day one, and they've had really good experiences. How to get started for newbies who usually prefer a hotel. Me and my older sister are complete opposites. I've been trying to convince her to go on a camping trip for, I don't know, the past like 5 years, and she's like, no, no, no. You have to set your expectations. You can't go to the outdoors expecting modern amenities like a bathroom, a hairdryer, your usual routine. I think the idea of camping, it's meant for you to be out in nature and to enjoy nature. So if you go with the mindset of you hating it, I think no matter how comfortable you make your trip, like buying all the gear, you're just not going to enjoy it. You have to go into it with the right mindset that you want to experience nature. And I get that not everyone is like that. It's something that you kind of build up to. I think, you know, going into it with the right mindset of like, you know, I'm here to enjoy nature and clear my mind, then I think you can have a lot more fun that way instead of focusing on the discomfort. I think the discomfort is actually the fun part. So, yeah.
I feel like you have to go with fun people if it's like your first time.
That's true.
Have fun, teach you things. I never knew how to start a fire effectively or chop wood effectively and safely, but here I am spending 3 hours on this.
So still not effectively. As long as you go with good company, I think you can make it fun.
Always a good story from even like the worst camping trip.
Yup.
Right? Those make the funniest like stories.
I swear the weather gods, they don't like us. Every time, no matter how much we plan, prepare, check the weather forecast ahead of time, it changes on us. But truly, those are the ones that are the most memorable. It's like similar to taking a cold shower. It's like getting through the discomfort that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
I never sleep well when we're camping, but I don't know. It's just still fun.
Yeah.
And don't force yourself. I mean, if it's not for you, it's not for you. It's not for everyone. But if you really want to try it, I think it's the mindset. You're on top of me sleeping bag, huh? Cozy? Yeah. Good girl.
you want food? Do you want a treat? What about vitamins? Do you want medicine? If you want medicine, come up.
I was trying to get the birds chirp and you go, "Argh."
Sorry.
The flies are not coming out. I told you I'm scared of bugs, but for some reason when I'm camping I can literally pick up a fly like this. But normally at home I would scream.